Well, I mean, the way you put it, leveraged, it makes it sound like this is something that the China started. The fact is, the U.S. has
No,
been the
sir, I
aggressor.
did not make it anything that started. We
No,
did
but I'm
not.
just saying that the choice of words it makes it seem what
You said
China
the
has been
language,
doing.
and
Yeah,
no,
it's
no, sir,
language.
we're not with China. We're not with the United
All right.
States.
No, no, I
We
understand
stand
that,
on a
but
neutral ground. It's your
yes,
opinion that we
thank you.
respect, of course, at the end of the
Uh,
day. But of course, it's obvious that Donald Trump is the one that started the tariffs, and it's not China. So I really want to understand the situation.
Okay, so the Belt and Road Initiative is not something that took place in the last few years. It's been 10 years, which predates Donald Trump. This was something that started off in 2012 and really started having traction in 2014. You've seen a tremendous amount of infrastructure put in all over the world. Can you imagine what would have happened had that alternative infrastructure for logistics not been in place? When all of these wars that the United States has started, created these bottlenecks. If there had been no viable alternatives, it would have been much worse. Now, in terms of what China is doing, they see opportunity for win-win. It's very different. In Washington,
Exactly, sir.
everything
This is
is
what I wanted to point at. It's supposed to be a win-win situation, not a trade war, sir.
that's correct. But in Washington, they view things differently. It's a zero-sum game. Either we win
Sir,
or you
in
win.
Washington or the new administration.
Well, it's both. I mean, Joe Biden did not change, although he ran against the tariffs, saying that they were hurting the average American because they were increasing prices. When he got into office, he not only did not take them away, he added more. So, I mean, it is something in Washington. There is this sense that America's problems, whether it's drugs, guns, death, oil prices or inflation or a lack of industrial economy is somehow always somebody else's fault. And in this particular case, it's China's. But as I point out to you earlier, $3.8 trillion is what the US has to import. And this idea that you're going to be able to replace that and that people are going to invest in the US, knowing full well that there will be a change in the government in 4 years and that policies could change dramatically. It doesn't make sense from an economic point of view. So this idea that, yes, I understand policies take time, but Donald Trump is not he's not pushing policies. He's pushing short-term quick fixes, which don't add up. I mean, this whole idea that he's going to somehow change the industrial makeup of America, it hasn't worked. Biden tried to do the same thing. Where is the outpouring things of industries returning to the U.S.? No one is going to want to work in a textile factory or a sneaker factory or a furniture factory, that pays the equivalent of 50 cents or $1 a day. In other countries, I don't know. In the U.S., we have minimum wage requirements. That means that it will not be competitive. So this idea that you want businessmen are going to want to build factories in the U.S. to satisfy Donald Trump's idea of winning, it doesn't make sense for them in the long term. It's too risky.